I really do make a whole lot of these deck videos, don't I? I'm going to be doing 4 in quick succession, 4 separate videos. I'm not going to just like show 4 decks in a single video. I feel like that would be insane. 3 of them are commander decks that are finally finished. One's actually been finished for a little while. I just completely forgot to take a video or to do a video of it. This I'm really hoping is going to be the last update on the Hieratic Dragons for a while. There will be some changes that are going to be made, but I don't think they're really worth making more videos for. This update was pretty huge. So I will share the extra deck later. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and start with monsters first. And I'll save the big surprise for last. So, triple Tefnuit, triple Esset, triple Sue, like always. I cut Nepthet. She's just too awkward. Just being a level 5 makes her extremely difficult to work with. Yeah, I just can't work really well with her. Still, Wattail Labradorite. Standard there. Red MD, Dr. Red, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Good enough. I still need to get a better tripod. I'm up to 2 Dragard. Actually probably going to go to a 3rd one soon. And you'll see why in a little bit, but I've been relying very heavily on triple Dragon Shrine now. The deck has new ways to start combos off, because that's been one of the biggest problems with the Hieratic Dragons. They brick. I have a single black, you can only run one. I have Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, and this is probably just going to become another Dragard. Really is there to make Dragon Shrine a bit more useful, but in order to really make it useful, I either have to have Red Eyes in hand, or like 2 Sues or something else that I couldn't normally summon, so I feel like this probably is just going to end up coming out. Of course, still the Galactic Spiral that really makes the deck what it is. 2 Ash Blossom and 2 Nibiru. Actually cut back on my hand traps. I am down to 6. And the deck's new star, Dark Magician. For the more perceptive of you out there, you probably know why I'm running this, but otherwise, stay tuned. This one is particularly special to me because when I was working in my last management job, one of my coworkers and friends from college went to a convention where Little Karibo was, and my friend asked me if I wanted Little Karibo to sign a card, and I gave my friend this Dark Magician, and Little Karibo, for those of you who don't know, the guy behind Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Little Karibo signed this card with the King of Games, bitch. So, he signed a Dark Magician, and I'm just ecstatic that I get to actually play it in a deck, where it's really not a meme. I mean, I think the fact that I'm getting to play it is a meme, but this whole game is, in my opinion. Alright. Next up, Pot of Prosperity. I got a Korean one because it's like a third the price. I think they're like $100 for English, and this was 30-something. One of course, it's kind of hard to banish again. Upstart. I'm really just trying to speed through this deck. So, triple Dragon Shrine, back to 3. Triple Convocation, of course. Gotta get my Rotas. Regeki. Monster Reborn. Duster and 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. If I can get my hands on some Lightning Storms, that will probably replace these. We'll see. Called by the Grave. One of the first new techs, Instant Fusion. Again, I needed starters, and you'll see why I'm running this. I'm actually not running a dragon. I'm running I needed an effect monster. So that's another flex slot. We'll see. Super Poly, almost certainly going to stay in. The way that I play it is less optimal than this other card, but still useful, and you'll see soon. And Red Eyes Fusion, again Korean because it was a third the price. Red Eyes Fusion is a very interesting card, and it would normally be garbage, but thanks to a card in my extra deck, it works. So the way it works is, you send from your hand, deck, or field to the grave monsters, fusion materials that are listed on a Red Eyes Fusion monster. It says you can't special summon cards other cards the turn you play this. I think it says you can only activate one per turn. Yeah, so I have a little way to circumvent that. And you notice that I wasn't running Red Eyes Black Dragon. I'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And last two cards are the two infinite impermanents that I'm still running. All right. Hieratic Seal, still. This is where stuff gets crazy. Predaplant Verte Anaconda. When I link summon this, well, not when once per turn I can pay 2,000 life points to send a fusion or, is it fusion or polymerization? Yeah, a fusion or polymerization normal or quick play spell card from my deck to the grave, and this card's effect becomes that effect. Now, it works with Red Eyes Fusion, despite Red Eyes Fusion saying you can't special summon monsters the turn you activate that, because you're not activating Red Eyes Fusion, you're activating Predaplant. At least if I'm understanding it right. So, it requires 2 effect monsters, which is why Dragard is very useful. Dragard plus Dragon Shrine easily equals that, or, Esset plus Sue. And that's also where that instant fusion came in, to just give me effect monsters that I can use to pitch for this. But that goes into my Red Eyes Fusion, and that pitches Dark Magician and just another one of my effect dragons. And you'll see more in a sec. Still running Zalkin. Running Crystal Wing and Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend now. Had Crystal Wing before, of course. I don't think I had Scarlight in the last video. Don't really go into it very much, but still useful. Dragosaitos still just kind of there for top decking wars. If I happen to draw a Dragard and I have nothing else, then I can at least throw a 4K dude that can attack twice. Still a single Atum. New Heliopolis that gives a thing hexproof. This is a flex slot. I could drop it for something, I just don't know what. Diggersu. Same old Numeron Dragon combo, which is still the primary way that the deck wins. Thousand Eyes Restrict. That's where the instant fusion comes in handy. If I know that if my opponent can't negate my monster effect, then I can instant fuse into this and yoink a thing they have, and then find a way to summon another effect monster, and then sorry, I am so tired. I'm always tired. I'm always yawning in these videos. And then yeah, link these off into Predaplant and blah blah blah. So. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon is here for that super polymerization play. It requires 2 dark monsters on the field except tokens. So the point is, with Predaplant, make something that's kind of hard to get around a dark monster, and then that's Reflectily. Predaplant itself is also a dark monster, so I just use Super Poly, and throw this guy on the board. He's fine. I mean, he can copy effects. He's really just there to to be use, or not even really for himself. It's really just to get monsters off the board, monsters that I would have trouble with. And lastly, also Korean because it's a third the price, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I'm sure many of you saw that coming at this point. Dark Dragoon can't be targeted by card effects or destroyed by card effects. It is a 3,000, 2,500. Once per turn, well, not once per turn. I can destroy monsters on the opponent's board. You destroy a monster on the opponent's board and inflict damage equal to its attack to that opponent a number of times per turn equal to the number of normal monsters used for its fusion summon. I kept Dark Magician because it says Dark Magician and Red Eyes or an Effect Dragon. I'm not playing Red Eyes because I want as few dead draws as possible. I am required to have Dark Magician or like the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion or something. So I figured I'm not going to run Red Eyes because that's just too much. And one pot per turn is nice. The real nice part is that whenever an opponent does a thing, I can discard a card, negate that thing, and then this thing gets beefier. So, very hard card to get around. But yeah, that's the update on the Hieratic deck. You saw the cards I'm kind of iffy on. Probably going to go up to 3 Dragard. And that's pretty much where it is. As far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Goes, I'll be working on the Thunder Dragon Chaos deck at some point for Goat Control. Not Goat Control, Goat format. And that's really going to be it. Much more interested in playing Magic.